Green-black Citadel. For those of you that have been following for a little bit, the only change I've made to this deck from when we've played it last time was I cut the 2 Kroll Harpooners from the sideboard because there's been less mono blue running around, and I added 2 copies of Command the Dreadhorde, so against the other Dreadhorde decks, we can just beat them to playing their own card. For people who haven't seen this deck before, it has been a few weeks since we've played it, I believe. Bolas' Citadel is our namesake and kind of key card of the deck. So this says you can look at the top card of your library, and you can play that card by paying life, as opposed to paying its converted mana cost. And what this deck does is with Bolas' Citadel, alongside Path of Discovery, or Doom Whisperer, and then Wildgrowth Walker, we literally get to play through our entire deck with Bolas' Citadel by exploring lands off the top of it and gaining back enough life to keep playing spells. And then because we have copies of the card Gaea's Blessing here, whenever we explore this away, we get to shuffle our graveyard back into our deck. And what this allows us to do is, alongside Bolas' Citadel, while we have one of these on the stack, we can cast the second one, hold priority, activate the first one, drain them for 10, and then the second one can come into play, and we keep comboing back up to 10 permanents, and then activate it again, and we can rinse and repeat, draining for 10 for as many times as we need. So basically, when this deck combos, it plays through its entire deck as many times as it needs to, draining for 10 life a chunk to kill the opponent from whatever health total that they're at. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games here and see how this goes. Another aspect of this deck is that in addition to having that combo kill where it plays through the entirety of its deck, this is also just a mid-range Wildgrowth Walker deck. So when we're not comboing, we get to play this like mid-range fair backup plan, which is nice. Nah, that sounds confusing, Doodles. And again, a system like that adds more variance to the game. Modern this morning was really bad. We played Tron, and I made a couple of mistakes, and we ran bad, and Tron was kind of boring. We're gonna take a Tron break for a little bit. I've been playing too much of that lately. Horizons releases Thursday on Magic Online, which is a good thing to plug. For my regulars who like non-rotating formats, and I guess this is news for standard people too, my Friday stream is going to be all Modern and Legacy on Magic Online. Ideally with decks full of new cards. So, if you are a non-rotating format aficionado, Friday will be all Moto. And if you are someone watching who is a non-rotating format aficionado, the decision on whether or not I do more Moto-only days is going to be determined by the viewer counts and how much those YouTube videos get watched over the weekend. So if you are someone who would like potentially more than one all non-rotating format day following Horizons, make sure you tune in on Friday. There is a blue-black fairies deck with Archmage Charms in the deck queue that I threw together over the weekend. Mongoose isn't really Modern playable, I don't think. Like, one of the things where Modern differs very heavily from Legacy is that Modern's a very creature-based format, and a 3/3 gets quickly outsized in combat. That's decent for me. It gives me a window to resolve this Path of Discovery, which is a pretty valuable card in this deck overall. It's going to help me hit my land drops here too, which is nice.
Mind and body should move in unison, like wind and wave. But thoughtfulness before action.
No, I tend to wait how videos do on YouTube in relation to whether or not I keep doing things too, because I know for instance I have a number of viewers who only watch on YouTube but do subscribe to my channel. Oh, you know what? I should play this off the basic forest. No, I guess it doesn't matter. Exploring does not count as drawing a card. It takes a land and it puts it into your hand. So, if they Ritual of Soot here, I'm going, and I draw a land, I can slam the Citadel. You'll be able to find my thoughts on Kaya's Guile and a variety of other cards in this new set on Cool Stuff Inc. later this week. I submitted an article last night. I mean, I already had a land in my hand, so it doesn't really matter, Waterfalls. I guess if I draw a land, I technically give away information, but hashtag lazy. So, if I get to untap with both of these cards here, if I get to untap with both of these cards, there's a good chance we combo kill them next turn. Although I suppose with the Dino dead, slightly less of a chance, but still an okay shot. Alright, pretty good chance to go from here. And again, you'll be able to read this fully in my article when it goes up on Cool Stuff Inc. this week. But I'm pretty solidly of the opinion Horizons isn't going to shake up anything and is just going to make decks that already exist marginally better. Alright, Swordtooth means we're pretty unlikely to brick here. I always love when we get to do our thing in the very first game. It's just like, yay, we did the thing, yay! So we're gonna get to play through our entire deck here. And now at this point, we're just gaining arbitrarily large amounts of life. Actually, you know what? I turned off auto stack triggers, but I should really turn that back on because of the new timer. I don't want to time out. This is definitely a deck where we could risk timing out if I'm not careful. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play this. I guess I could just put the other one back into my deck here, but I want to flip my library over. Esper Aristocrats was pretty bad. So eventually we will get all of the lands out of our deck. I agree. I like playing this deck too. It's fun. How many permanents do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is 15, so we're almost there. Yeah, what's the storm count? Where's the storm counter on this application? Alright, we broke into triple digit health total. So the next Citadel we find on top will be lethal. Perfect. When is Arena coming to mobile? So here's how you actually kill them the turn you combo. So we're gonna put on full control mode so we could play this, and then in response to our Citadel, we use the other one. So this does 10. And then this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Only have 9 permanents. Alright, and then this let's me do another 10 here. So you can technically do an arbitrarily large amount of damage with this deck. Like, you could do more than 20 with that. It just requires more loops, because to do more than 20, you have to, like, loop through your deck and ditch a Gaea's Blessing, basically. Worth noting, I took a peek at my clock there at the end, and there was 27 minutes left on my clock. So I fully comboed there, dealing 20 in, like, 2 minutes. So one of the things I was worried about is that, like, the clock change might be detrimental to this deck, but it doesn't look to be the case. Against control deck, sideboarding is very easy with this deck. We just cut Arboreal Grazer and bring in Duress, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and click submit here. Which reminds me, I'm going to need to write a sideboard guide for this deck. Probably going to get that done tonight. Yeah, I agree. The clock is so large that it basically is only ever going to be relevant in the event that someone's looping Nexus without a win condition. You have to be playing, like, pretty glacially slow for it to be relevant otherwise. And then people spent 2 minutes on an entire turn before and 2 minutes for a combo. So yeah, now it's like talking while we were working there too, right? Always a command for everything. Yeah, I agree. That the main thing the clock has done for me is it just validates how quickly I play versus my opponents. Play speed, do you ever feel like you would have found a better line? Yeah, always. Obviously. Like, I'm playing quickly for the sake of, one, not drawing in paper is one of the reasons why I learned to play quickly, because in paper you will draw fairly often. And two, I play quickly on stream and keep up that rate of play because as someone who's watched streamers who go very slowly before, that's not something I'm really interested in watching, so I think a lot of other people find slow streamers boring. Easy mulligan here. Sorry, I was updating my plug. Where do the sideboard guides go when they're listed? They'll be linked on the deck page on my website that the primer is being written for. Sometimes they go up on Cool Stuff Inc. as a formal article, although I don't think I'm going to write a full formal article for this one. And they'll also be linked in the article previews channel on my Discord server. Hey, Ray Warrior. Thank you for the 9 months. Rack Way Warrior. Not Ray Warrior. Thanks for keeping me around. And Canardus. Thanks for the 9 months as well. Gristle Pig would like to know your location, right? I'm excited to play the Neoform deck some more with the new mulligan. I am excited to play the Neoform deck some more with the new mulligan. I am Pterodactyl. Thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. So, fun fact, I had to click through my entire combo turn there, and I'm still up 15 seconds on clock on this opponent. Just as a fun statistic. Doom Boy here, gonna give us a good reminder of why he's just a decent 5/5. Let us surveil a little bit. Yeah, this is a very millennial-friendly stream. Not only do I play quickly to keep attention focused, but we change decks a lot on this stream, so it gives you a lot of variety that way too. All right, I would like one of your finest Citadels, please. Huh? Yeah, I've been an angry old man since I was about 16, but I'm actually only 28. My hairline and the fact that I have 2 kids don't do me any favors when people assume my age, though. Alright, I'll keep Wildgrowth Walker in, Branchwalker. Because next turn I can go Bond of Flourishing, draw the Branchwalker, play Wildgrowth Walker, play Branchwalker. And I don't want to get my health total too low here, because if I get too low, I won't be able to use the Citadel effectively. Anyone born between 81 and 96 is considered a millennial. That's good. I actually didn't know the exact age range offhand. I'm sure it's written down somewhere, though. Dauber! Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then Bond of Flourishing technically gains me 1 here, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And then I'm just not going to push it here. There's no reason to play this and maybe die to the God Eternal Kefnet. So, like, again, against the control decks, you kind of just get to play this value mid-range game a little bit here where, like, they can't beat Citadel just drawing a bunch of cards in a lot of instances. I think I'm going to keep the Swordtooth here because it lets me clear more lands off the top of the deck. Doesn't matter. And, like, they kind of want to attack me, but I'm definitely winning the race if they attack me, right? Like, I just have, what, a 12 on the backswing? If they attack me, the Citadel is less good, potentially. I think I like them attacking here. This gains me 1. I'm just not going to cast that because I die next turn. So let's just go ahead and attack and then pass. Make them draw Ritual of Soot or, like, enter the God Eternals here. We don't know yet, Caboose Man. Someone, when they get to the WotC office today, has to feed the hamsters that power the computers that generate the rankings. So they can send out the emails. I feel like that match really showed the strengths of this deck in my mind, in that it was reasonable against, like, you have your full-on combo draw, but then you also have your, like, alright, I'm just this kind of value mid-rangey deck that's good. Yeah, the rules of Magic state that a creature is summoning sick unless you've controlled it since the beginning of your turn. So if you cast something like Mass Manipulation or Entrancing Melody on a creature that does not have haste, you will not be able to attack with it that turn. As a good reminder for people who are subs in the chat, obviously if you're talking, you're a sub, you should pop on into the subscriber Discord, and there's a judge role in the subs Discord, which are real Magic judges who are also subs that are wonderful and have agreed to answer questions for people that have them. So if you're ever in the subs Discord and you have a Magic rules question, you can type @judge and then your question, and one of the wonderful Magic judges that are in there will let you know. Real free-range judges. So, one of the important things to know, Code Junk, is that, like, and one of the important things to know about Paper Magic is that you can't accidentally cheat in Paper Magic. In Paper Magic, cheating requires that you, one, not only break the rules of the game, but knowingly break the rules of the game to gain an advantage. So just like you weren't sure if your opponent could attack with that creature, maybe they didn't know, and they just assumed that Summoning Sickness didn't apply, and neither of you asked. So unless you know your opponent knew the rules and then broke them, they weren't cheating. Potato Farmer Ricky, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Thanks for keeping me around. Reed. Jeffrey is Reed.
Let's try this.
Am I allowed to dab on my opponents while I beat them with mono red? Probably. I think I want to just play the Jadelight here because it's the most resource efficient. It's also the best in the event that it gets bounced again. Dabbing's a GRV.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Does Little Tef stop Citadel? He does not. Because your Citadel doesn't change the timing restriction on when you cast cards. It's just changing how you cast cards. That is an extreme comparison, Croaker, but accurate. Extreme, but accurate. Game rule violation is the official Magic jargon for making a gameplay mistake like that we're referring to. So a game rule violation is what your opponent has committed if they break the rules of the game unknowingly. Did someone just say Boda? So close to that sweet, sweet year. Just got back from my 3.5-month road trip, and I actually have to work again. Well, I hope your road trip went well, and I hope the start of your week is going wonderfully as well. Dabbing is a special action that doesn't use the stack. Alright, so we'll play this out, which cranks this up to 3. And by that, I mean my opponent is about to instant speed Kaya's Wrath me and make me very sad. And the long and short of it is we're not even in that bad of a spot here, because if I just hit some lands and get this Citadel going, Citadel can pull me right back into this game. So like if we hit an untapped land next turn and just one of these two Citadels resolves, we could easily combo kill my opponent. Worth noting that Narset does not impact exploring and does not impact playing cards with Bolas, the Citadel.
Oh, I've done the hero.
Dabbing is like taking off your pants. It's a special action that doesn't use the stack. And yes, taking your pants off is a special action. I believe is written in the Magic game rules somewhere due to Denim Walk. Denim Walk is busted. It was a ruling by Mara. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, And, like, unfortunately here, they get a lot of looks at a counterspell, right? They have these two, +4, +1, +1. So pretty good chance they're going to have an Absorb or a Veto here.
Here we go.
It'd help if I could spell London when I use this command. Well, that's incredibly unfortunate. That is incredibly unfortunate. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm gonna restart again here. The scratchy audio is really annoying. These people are great by their stuff. These people also wonderful by their stuff. Back to our hopefully scratch-free Magic Arena experience.
I won't hide from the world any longer.
Oh, my opponent has a Teferi emblem. Oh, so my opponent Elder spelled. Alright, hopefully we combo kill them this turn. Good lord. Holy crap. We are just quite literally the unluckiest, huh? How many lands was that in a row? Like, we had 2 last turn, we drew a land, we played land, and then there's another one? I mean, if we don't get Thought Erasure in this resolved, we could still potentially combo kill them next turn.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Like, this is one of the few decks that can beat a Teferi emblem. It's a lot of looks.
I've practiced it with thoughtfulness before action.
Smelly, but effective.
Yeah, I turned on full control mode there for those paying attention, so that way I could concede in response to a discard spell. And again, if they have a veto or absorb, we are dead. But if they don't have a veto or absorb, we might get lucky and kill them next turn. We have 26 life. God, that's unfortunate. Alright, this is a good start. Need a Wildgrowth Walker. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Atari, thank you for the 2-month resub. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I think the demon means that they're dead. If they don't have a removal, and if they had a removal spell, they would have played it, right? So if they're on nothing here, we've actually killed them. We're killing them. MF Lock, thank you for the 2 months. Yeah, I think we're gonna beat the Teferi emblem, chat. This deck is sweet. Should I just play this at my paper tournament? Part of me just really wants to play this deck. I mean, I played Jeskai Ascendancy in paper. This really isn't that much worse than Jeskai Ascendancy. As someone who's attending that tournament, please don't. I mean, I feel like this deck probably goes over the top of the Command the Dreadhorde decks a lot of the time too, right? Yeah, for people that are unfamiliar, I am a very, very fast paper Magic the Gathering player. Like, astonishingly so compared to a lot of people. Good news is they're only at 20. Our poker hand is decent. You're not wrong. There's... Okay, yeah, there's still... I was gonna say, there's still a second Gaea's Blessing in our deck. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally mess that up. The health total counter on Arena goes very, very high. And see, like, my opponent probably doesn't realize that we're killing them this turn. So, like, they're thinking they could draw Gaea's Wrath and be okay, but they're not going to get an untap here. My opponent turned on full control mode to make us have to start clicking. What a turd. Yes. Yes. Let the salt flow through you, opponent. You got your Teferi emblem and you lost. Let the sodium flow. Hey, look, it's the card that kills you. Hey, guess what? With all this clicking, I'm still up 60 seconds on the clock right now. Because that's how slowly my opponent played for the rest of this game. Alright, so now we put on full control mode. We cast this. In response to this, we sacrifice 10 things. They take 10. The next one comes into play. They take 10. Yeah, they were waiting there because they didn't think we were going to be able to kill them that turn. They thought they were going to get to untap and have a chance to hit Gaea's Wrath, which you don't. So I haven't had this card in my deck before in this matchup. Do I want to board in Command the Dreadhorde against Control? This doesn't seem unreasonable, right? I feel like this might be okay. Like they're not pressuring me. Like I put this in my sideboard for the other Command the Dreadhorde decks, but it seems like probably fine to bring in here. I'm gonna trim a Swordtooth and a Seekers Squire. And even if they do have counter magic, Bob, it's like another must counter thing, right? Wouldn't it be safer to not sack the Citadel to itself so we don't give it a chance? Yeah, that's true, Nifty. That is a good thing to point out. I shouldn't sack the Citadel to itself, because if they had a counter, they likely would have played it earlier, but just in case they messed up. Oh, did I forget to post this one in there? This hand's great. Discard spell, thing. Alright, what do you got? So, I know they can't cast that Gaea. But this game comes down to card advantage a lot of the time. And I can play around this being card advantage a little bit, so I'd rather just stunt their card advantage in the long term for the most part. Blast Zone is mostly for the aggressive matchups. Notably, it's very important against mono blue aggro, which isn't a huge player in the format anymore, but I think it's, like, Blast Zone is pretty flexible, so I think it's worth leaving the couple on the board. If they cast this down, I'll cast the second. If they don't cast this down, I'm going to hold this. Really solid curve here for us. Gonna get to go Path into Doom Whisperer here. And then Path into Doom Whisperer probably means... Oh, God, that's a good draw. Deal. I don't want to pay too much here because my health total is going to be important. These are actually perfect. So next turn, I'll get to shock this in, play this, play Swordtooth, and then maybe get going from there. I have a low probability of full comboing this turn, but just using this as a value card alone is, like, pretty reasonable. So, pretty likely to kill them next turn. Alright, this is why I saved the Bond of Flourishing, so we can get past that. I get to grab the Branchwalker here, which gains me 6. It's gonna gain me more than 6. Alright, and that means we're probabilistically going to kill them this turn. Strong, very strong favorite to win the game. They're actually just dead to attacks, right? Because I cast these last turn. I don't even have to, like, go through and keep using my deck here, right? Because these things are just 9/9s plus 5. This deck's a total hoot when it goes off. I love when my deck of the day pick comes early. I love when my deck of the day pick comes early. Tron was really miserable this morning. I don't think I'm going to be playing that deck again very soon. Whoa! Look at that. It's a Core Set 2020 card, chat. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I can't believe they gave you one early. Yep. Nice, it's my Core Set 2020 preview card, yep. Core Set 2020 releases at the beginning of July. I believe July 2nd. How many wild cards did I set up? I don't know offhand. Whenever I run out of wild cards and need more, I just give Wizards of the Coast $100. It's a good system, really. That was someone's card, right? Maybe we could do London Mulligan. I need it now. I need it now. While we wait for it to happen.
No peace. The only authority that I recognize is chaos.
You know, this deck is probably in a really good position overall in the format. This deck goes over the top of Dreadhorde and Thief decks most likely, and it's like reasonable against these aggressive decks because of the Wildgrowth Walker package.
I'm starting to get miffed now.
Today I understand why you're the only MTG streamer that I can watch. You play fast, and I hate players taking years to make decisions. Yep. Thanks, Johnny boy. I appreciate the 18 months. Welcome back. Great. One of our finest Citadels off the top. Played your build of Rakdos Aristocrats to GPKC to a 3-3 finish. Deck felt powerful, and I believe I could have done better in hands of better pot. Awesome, Pum Daddy. Yeah, Aristocrats is one of the decks I'm considering for my tournament, for sure. So with this draw, if we hit a Citadel, we're very likely to kill them. I was watching Salted Diviner, and you mentioned that Rosalith wasn't good since you didn't always have creatures. Doom Whisperer. I could see Doom Whisperer being... Oh. That's awkward. That means I'm less likely to combo, because I'm down a thing. Definitely want to cash these in as Gain 6s, though, because my health total is important with my combo. Removal is cheating, yeah. Yeah, Doom Whisperer could be okay, Doc Prof. I could also see, I kind of want to try Sphinx of Foresight in that slot. I think that card's a little bit underplayed. Probably dead at this point. I think we've bricked off a little bit too much here.
Oh, have at it, boys.
Finished 28th at GPKC. Congrats, Harda. For people that may not have looked at the results from GPKC, a deck list that was card for card the Gruul Sarkhan deck on my website, top 8, and it was 2 cards different in the sideboard, which was sweet to see. Hopefully they're a member of Hooglandia. It was 73 of the 75. They added 2 Immortal Suns to the board. I assume Domri is killing this, but we'll see. Yeah, I need to figure out by the end of this week what I want to play at the tournament next weekend, so that way the person that I'm borrowing cards from can mail me a deck. I think I'm between this, Green-Red Sarkhan, and the Aristocrats. This deck's kind of a hoot to play, so I might just play this. Are we dead on board? If they fight with this, they lose the +1 power. Which I think means we're not dead. That's rude. The event's in 2 weekends. It's in the Gurney area. 13, 18... Cash this in as a Gain 7. And then we need to draw Citadel and then have Wildgrowth Walker on top of our deck, basically. Yeah, that one's not going to do it. Get to bring in some cast downs here out of the sideboard as a little bit more interaction. I think Path of Discovery probably comes out here. Bond of Flourishing gaining 3 is like a little bit appealing in this matchup, but at the same time, spending mana to not impact the board does not seem ideal. Let's give this a try. Maybe I leave the Path of Discovery in because this gives me a higher probability to combo. Just trim one of each of these. Seems fine. Yeah, so my opponent is pretty unlikely to gain life in this matchup, Marty. So I think cutting a Blessing is fine. You mostly need the blessings in the games where you're going to potentially have to loop through your deck a bunch because they're going to gain life. Would I wear a tree costume? No, I don't think I'm going to sell... I don't think I'm going to sell a costume for next weekend. Seems pretty good. Wouldn't send a digital prescription to them. Weird. I'd go find a vet that's part of the 21st century if I were you. Yeah, as much as I like this deck, I kind of hope Cage is in the new set too. Awkward. What's better for you as a streamer? Gifting subs, a straight out donation via bits, or dollary dues? PayPal and bits take a lower cut than sub gifts do, but the actual answer is that whatever is convenient for you, Alcohol. Sub gifts are kind of hard to measure the exact dollar amount on because there's people who resub after they're given a sub gift, so sometimes a sub gift pays forward. Because once someone's gotten a sub and like they come in and they use chat and they see how engaging I am, they want to be able to keep that basically. Would like a land, please. Arboreal Grazer reminding us that he is sometimes worse than land war elves here.
You want to go, Tough Guy? This is just gonna be bad for you.
I just played this deck in the beer, got to 550 before. That's hilarious. Jadelight Ranger. Jadelight Ranger. Alright, it's at least a land drop. Correct. My number one business rule is take money in whatever way people are willing to give you money.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Oh, Chewy wouldn't take the digital form. That's weird. That's strange on Chewy's part.
I was raised by wolves, so they might have also just
Places that don't get into the 21st century are strange. It's like when someone asks me to fax something, like, what year is it? Who are you and what year is it? Can I donate in Bitcoin then? No, I only take money in the form of things that actually turn into money. Bitcoin's like made up nonsense that's very difficult to turn into a way to pay my mortgage.
There's no problem fire can't solve.
That's unfortunate because it means they're going to kill my Wildgrowth Walker now. If they didn't have a way to kill Walker this turn, a land next turn gave me a good chance to combo. And 4-0 at FNM with your Black Red Aristocrats, and had one of my best lines to win the game. Shocked my own Butcher with Judith on the battlefield to deal 4 to the turn before I was definitely losing. Nice! And thanks for the biddies, Drool. That's so unfortunate. This would have just happened one turn sooner. Having 2 Wildgrowth Walkers in my bin here is not great for the probability I'm going to be able to combo next turn. Wow, they just didn't ult their Chandra. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't paying attention to the fact that their Chandra was in ult range. But the fact that they didn't ult it there is good. Yeah, and I'm out of blessings too, right? So there's a good chance I'm dead here. Did not quite have things break our way this game. Hey, well, good to have you here, Frazzalaz. Hope your Monday is going swell. Even if we weren't taking 8 here, we'd be pretty unlikely to win. Oh, sorry, we're taking way more than 8, right? Yeah, we're pretty dead. Needed that. Like I said, that game was a good example of Arboreal Grazer not always being strictly better than Land War Elves, right? In fact, Grazer is better against mono red, mono blue, and mono white, but in most other places it ends up being worse than Elves. I think your aggro matchups with this deck are hard enough that I prefer to hedge with Grazer, but it could go either way. You know, it's possible in matchups like that Grazer wants to board out, and I want to bring the blast zones in to just have lands to hit consistently. I could see that being the case. Nah, running a split's nonsense. I think this deck's aggro matchups are much harder than its mid-range matchups where the Land War Elves are better, so I'd rather play the cards that hedge my bad matchups rather than play more cards that help my good matchups. The London Mulligan's really sweet if you haven't played with it before. We spent, they tested it on Magic Online, and I spent a good amount of time playing that on stream. Yep, yeah, there are individual chess clock timers. They're kind of obscured by my overlay here. I can hide it. So if you mouse over the hourglass here, you can see my timer pops up. And if you mouse over your opponent, one pops up similarly for them. Yeah, I just don't really think this deck wants more than 4 ramp spells. Like if you look at like all the things this deck is playing, I just don't think there's room for more accelerants. We're probably dead here. I mean, Clow, I think you're being pretty unreasonable if you think the reason this application didn't have a clock in it to start is because they weren't listening to people. I think there's a ton of things that they want to do with Arena, but they just haven't had the time to be able to do. Like, Arena isn't marked as a beta application. No, Grazer while comboing doesn't matter, because Grazer puts the land into play tapped. Arena's an application with a beta tag, not because it's buggy, but because it's just feature incomplete. Am I still dead here? I can block 3 things. They get to take an extra turn this turn, but I'm not dead, right? If we have 5/5s that can block now. Like, I don't think Arena lacks a tournament client because they don't want a tournament client. They're not listening to people. I think it doesn't have a tournament client because doing that is going to take a lot of time.
Behold, nature's true power.
So even if they Nexus here and get another Nissa activation, I'm still not dead, right? What? Am I about to get got by some kind of combat trick here? Gruner, thank you for the 2-1-3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, maybe they missed the city's blessing. They must have missed the city's blessing, right? Because this attack just loses them the game. I think I just attack here, right? Like, they only have 4 on the backswing, and, like, even if they chump block this, I potentially have them dead very quickly here. This game turned around really quick with that bad attack. Yeah, because even if they have Nissa here, they're still... I'm still not dead. So, like, they can attack me to 3, but then I eat their land. And then I have them dead on the backswing. So, like, their attack isn't good here. And then... I want to kill this, I think. To take them off of mana. Oh, crap. That does have that. Yikes. Forgot the little sloth had reach. I think I'm gonna start with this and see what happens. Nah. Do I pick up Wayward Swordtooth here, or do I pick up Jadelight Ranger? If I pick up Jadelight and I hit a land, I can also play Branchwalker, which is nice. I think I'm gonna do that. That's so unfortunate. Am I dead to removal now? Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead to the Nexus of Fate, actually. Because they plus Nissa, Nexus plus Nissa, and then I don't have enough blockers. Right? No, that's not true, because they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm not dead to Nexus. I'm dead to 2 Nexus of Fates, though.
Harness the elements.
Yeah, I'm definitely not conceding. I mean, it wouldn't force a 2x block dumping truck. They're only forced to block one of them. So the other one would get through, and then I'd be dead to the Nexus of Fate. So attacking with the Swordtooth is probably bad. If they have a Nexus of Fate, I am dead because it gives them another 3/3. I'm also dead to Hadana's Climb if they're playing Savitsa's list from the MPL this week. Yep. We came really close here. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack with the Doom Whisperer. Yeah, we got really close there. Yeah, I'm gonna make them attack me. After their bad attack earlier, I'm gonna make them attack for lethal. Alright. Hey, Jim Bob Woo, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Yep. So needed to fade the second Nexus of Fate there and missed. I guess Duress is fine here. All of their important cards are non-creatures, right? Yeah, that seems fine. I don't know, like, Duress hits their high impact cards, but they don't actually have that many non-creatures, I don't think. Their deck seems like it's primarily creature-based, so, like, while if Duress hits, it's hitting a good card, it feels like there's probably a pretty good chance that Duress is just going to miss. So there's a chance that it's not ideal. I guess there's also the probability that my opponent's boarding in things like Frilled Mystic post-board, or Negate. Negate is a reason to bring in Duress. So if we draw a land next turn, I'm going to play Swordtooth. If we brick on a land, I'll probably start on Bond of Flourishing. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Probably dead. I agree, APR. In my opinion, it's absurd that they gave each player 30 minutes, and that doesn't even count their sideboarding time in this application. That's more time than you get to play a round of paper Magic, where you have to do everything manually. So either 30 minutes is too much for competitive Arena, or 50 minutes is not enough for competitive paper Magic. Which, again, with most of my complaints with things regarding Wizards of the Coast, my complaint at its core comes down to the fact that they're just, like, inconsistent with what they're doing. I just want a little bit of consistency. I would love 10-minute speed Magic, Burgle. That sounds truly blessed. Ooh, I guess if I leave that on top, I can't Flourishing this turn. I think 10 minutes is probably extreme. But I think like 15 to 20 is probably more than appropriate. 20 is probably a sweet spot.
Rise, my elemental friend.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't tick Blast Zone to 2 and then untap it with Nissa to blow it up right away here. It's possible I should have played this last turn so this didn't happen. So that way I could, like, play a land off the top of my deck here. I mean, honestly, what Wizards of the Coast should do is they should look at how much time someone playing the average match in Mythic takes to play it, and then decide how much time players get in total after that. So, like, make your decision based on data, not based on feelings and speculation. So they're taking the Blast Zone line this turn, because they want to kill my Wildgrowth Walkers in the face of this. There's always a command for everything, Polly. I also think that in a wonderful piece of quality software like Arena, when people say, like, the defense I hear for making the timers longer is often, well, new players need more time to make decisions, is that you could have different timer lengths for different ranks, right? Like in Bronze, Silver, Gold, you get a 30-minute timer. In Platinum, Diamond, Mythic, you get a 20-minute timer or whatever. Or, like, slowly chip away at it as the games go, as you get higher ranked. Alright, if we get really fortunate, we can still kill them here. We are at 29. Oh, Bond of Flourishing on top of my deck is really annoying. Huh. Do I take Doom Whisperer here? Because if I hit an untapped land, he probably means I win the game, right? I didn't make that command. We can delete the old command that Amon made. Thank you. Oh, look, I get to shuffle these Wildgrowth Walkers back in. That's exciting.
I must seek comfort in the land.
Alright, we just need a Wildgrowth Walker. We just need a Wildgrowth Walker before we get to 1. We need to see a Wildgrowth Walker while we're on 3 or more. Well, the arena turn timer, I agree, is preferred. I'm gonna take this, because if I hit another Swordtooth, I can play this out of my hand. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Never didn't have it. Gosh, we're good at this. Alright. Oh no. Oh no, my opponent's at 24. My opponent's at 24. We're gonna have to loop a bunch of times here. It's fine. It's fine. Buckle up, kids. We're in Camp Brick territory, but we're gonna need to drain them. We're gonna need to activate. We're gonna need to activate 3 Citadels. Here we go. Oh yeah. This game is super done. I'm gonna submit 0 here because I want to leave Jadelight in my deck. I'm not reading your message right now, Zowzy, because I'm against the timer, so you're gonna need to ask it again later. So, people that are asking me questions in chat between now and when I finish killing them, I'm gonna miss your questions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not quite good enough yet. I just need to get more permanents into play here. And again, there's copies of cards that reset my deck back into my thing, or my graveyard back into my deck here. Alright, that's probably good enough. You send me $2 million. I prefer $2 million. Wildgrowth Walker doesn't matter. So I just want to keep Doom Whisperer so I don't brick off. We ditch the Gaea's Blessing here, which shuffles our graveyard back into our deck so we can keep going. Because again, this is how you deal an unlimited amount of damage. We will. It's going to take us a little bit here, but we will eventually kill them. The Pativ, thank you for the 16-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. So now this is actually, I'm interested to see how much time this one uses off my clock, because I'm gonna need triple Citadel activation to kill them here. And like at this point here, even if I like the turn timer comes up on me, I'm gonna have enough life that my opponent just can't win. No, I wouldn't play bad cards to make comboing easier. I would just try and combo faster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still not ready for that yet. Need more creatures in play. Is there a way to show this is deterministic? There might be in paper. I'd really have to think about it. There probably is in paper. In paper, you could just explain to your opponent that, like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna loop through my deck and eventually you're gonna die, and I'm always gonna surveil this thing into my graveyard so I'm never gonna get stuck. Radagast! Thank you for the 14-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Wombat Combat, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yeah, that's true. Technically, you could get a land drop and blessing on top of your deck and get stuck. It's very unlikely, but it's technically a chance. This deck is perfect for the and the fact, just like I said, the fact that this is a combo deck that like also has a mid-range plan is what's really appealing about it. And the fact that like when you brick on your combo, your board state looks like this means you're pretty likely to win, right? So like even if I like timed out or like bricked on my combo at this point, I think someone else had mentioned earlier that when enough triggers go on the stack, it automatically makes both players start responding. So I'm not even sure that it's full control mode from the last one. And if they didn't, I apologize for saying that they did. I think there might be a client thing where when enough triggers happen, that it starts making players click OK, which is annoying. Yeah, I agree, Photon. Yeah, a couple other people have asked about cards like Samut and giving your creatures haste, and I really just think playing cards like Samut is playing bad cards just for like the sake of making your combo marginally easier to click through. And I'd much rather just not play bad cards for the sake of like making the digital combo easier. Should have cast Trophy on the Grazer so you could swing for the last 4 points with your Doom Whisperer. That's the real MVP suggestion. That is an A+ suggestion there. Should kill the Grazer so you could attack for 6. Alright, shuffle them back in. This Doom Whisperer... Oh wait, they are both summoning sick, aren't they? Yeah, they're kind of small. Magic Arena, coming to a cell phone near you sometime soon. Alright, where's the Bolas' Citadel? One Bolas' Citadel. Well, so like part of the problem here is they're just tired of me doing the thing. All right, they confirmed brought into gate, so I'm gonna leave the Duresses in. Think I'm gonna click submit. I'm gonna click submit. That was just some good clean, honest living there, right? Hey, Syzygy. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a fantastic fun day. Oh, yeah. What's our round clock at? I'm at 23 minutes, chat. Did you see? I was comboing there for what felt like an eternity. There are still 23 minutes on my clock. 23 minutes. A 20-minute clock for both players is more than reasonable. Yeah, you cast another Citadel, Mulv. You cast a Citadel off the top of your deck, and while it's on the stack, you get him. And their clock is 22 minutes on it. So I spent all that time comboing, and my opponent has more time used than me. That felt like an hour for my millennial self. Yeah, exactly, right? What is this nonsense? So yeah, for reference, that's how quickly I play. Ooh, River's Rebuke is funny. But a lot of my cards have entered the battlefield effect, so I think I'm okay with this. Jeff is trading in a time chamber for the green-black games. Yeah, exactly. Get you. This might be a game where we go full mid-range. If they don't like hit a Nissa here soon, we could definitely just like run them down, I think. I hate everything. This game has way too much variance in it. I'm glad the London Mulligan is coming soon. You know that? God bless the London Mulligan. High variance nonsense. Total horse crap. I assume we're getting rebuked. Maybe I'm supposed to play Jadelight there because it's better against rebuke. So does this new mulligan take a lot of variance out of the game? I don't know. Like, a lot is hard to quantify. It's going to take a non-zero amount of variance out of the game, though. Yeah, I should have played the Jadelight there.
Behold, nature's true power.
We're probably dead at this point. I think we needed to fade this for a turn or two. And I definitely messed up by playing Path to Discovery last turn. That's so unfortunate. I really needed this to be a 3-2 so it could trade with these lands. One of the things that's also tough about, like, playing this deck and, like, understanding if it's actually good or not is this is definitely a deck where it feels better than it actually is, because the amount of time you actually spend winning with this deck is really high. Duress is such a tilting card. Will do, Hanzo. Thanks for the support. Because, like, that game, I lost that match, but I spent more actual clock time winning because of how long we comboed in the second game, that, like, I'm walking away from that still being pretty happy, right? Because, like, the actual, like, duration I spent winning in that match was pleasing. Dredge is fine, I swear. Everybody's, like, clutching their faithless lootings closely to their chest. Yeah, getting to do the thing is awesome. Exactly. I muted myself. I don't think Tamiyo's worth the splash. I think your health total is a resource for when you're comboing, and you'd rather not damage it extra. I think changes in Modern are possible. I think trying to predict what Wizards of the Coast is going to do with the modern ban list is like throwing darts at a dartboard. I have no idea what they're going to do because they're not logical or consistent in how they apply the ban list in Magic, especially not in Modern. It's an exercise in frustration. Yeah, completely. 10 out of 10, completely agree with that. Alright, well, I should have waited to play my land, obviously, because I should have played the tapped land there. I thought I was going to play Doom Whisper, and then I, like, changed my mind. I think it's better to play the Jadelight here, because... I think it's better to play the Jadelight here than the Doom Whisperer, because this gives me a chance to play Maya, my namesake card, next turn. I just Crip my pants. Keep up the good work. Can you bump Goblin of Aristocrats? As a heads up, Crip, Tier 1 and Prime subs do not get a bump every month when they resub. Just so. As always, you can find all of the details on how my deck queue works here on my website. Yeah, if we find a Citadel, we're pretty likely to win. And with Doom Whisperer on 35, we're pretty likely to win. Do I want to just take this, or do I want to dig deep? Yeah, let's just dig. I've taken a break from playing, but your stream is still super entertaining. Well, I appreciate the support, AS. And people, I often say people don't quit Magic, they just take breaks. This is 6. I'm actually going to leave the Seekers Squire on top of my deck and just let this resolve. Yeah, searching for trophies optional. So I'm going to decline to search here. So next turn I can go Seekers Squire into Doom Whisperer. The QA section on that link is amazing. Listen, I try to be funny, okay? I do my best to be edutaining. And then, if they go to kill this one, I'm gonna go ham. Yeah, I think Arena's pulled a lot of old, in addition to introducing newer players, I think it's pulled a lot of older players back in that were like previously out and likely would have never come back because of lifetime constraints. Arena is just the most convenient way to play Magic that's ever existed.
Rise, my elemental friend.
All right, hopefully they're not gonna get another turn here. That's true. Playing Arena is just much cheaper. There is a Citadel on top. We were going to go Citadel into Jadelight, and then we were going to go off to the races. I would love my Command the Dreadhordes against your Command the Dreadhordes. I don't think I want my Duresses in this matchup. I think I'm just going to board in my Blast Zones to hit my land drops and like have a little bit more interaction and just like try and race them here. Yeah, I definitely think, and Arena brings back old players for two different reasons, right? Like, I think there's people who, like, didn't have the money to keep up on paper Magic, and Arena's cheaper, but I also would bet there's, like, a lot of professionals who, they have money even if they wanted to play paper Magic, but just don't have the time to get out and play, and Arena's convenient for those types of people. There's lots of different ways it can pull people back in. That's true, and under the what else can you pay me to do, I should just like, I don't know how much money you got and link to that video. That's a good idea, Caboose Man. That is a good idea. Easy mulligan here on the one-lander. Hey, Squee Goblin Nabob. Thank you for the 17-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I mean, this hand needs some more lands. I want to be greedy and keep that. If we hit a green source, this is just one of the best cards we could have. Odd personal question for you. Is there any card in Modern Horizons that you think would be fun to play with? I'm looking forward to playing with Archmage's Charm. There is, I am hoping that Blue-Black Fairies continues to feel playable. And if it does, I intend to play Blue-Black Fairies at my next Modern tournament, assuming I can find the cards for it. Why Sticks, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. As far as, like, non-land draws go, this was towards the top. I have a cast down here. If you're wondering what are Jeff Hoagland's thoughts on cards from Magic Modern Horizons, Cool Stuff Inc. will be publishing an article for myself later this week that's talking about cards I like from the set that I explicitly think are Modern playable. So I don't really like doing full set reviews because I think it's really tedious to like sit there and watch people go, this card sucks except in limited, this card sucks except in limited. So basically what I do is I pull out a list of the cards that I think are explicitly Modern playable and I talk about them and why. Yeah, there's a preview in the subs Discord, Persit. I linked it last night. Would you like to cast down my Branchwalker? I would love to trade, thank you. So, with cast down lurking here, I'm gonna wait to play the Doom Whisperer, because I might trophy this turn. There's a chance, I think, that they cast down this Jadelight, if it ends up as a 3-2 or better. Yep. I might still trophy this if they don't play a Planeswalker this turn, like in Nissa. I think I'm just gonna keep my health a little high here. That's because Modern Horizons has more Commander playable cards in it than it does Modern playable cards. Alright, that'll do, pig. Yeah, a more accurate description of what Modern Horizons is they should have just marketed Modern Horizons as Time Spiral 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Because that's really what Modern Horizons is. Modern Horizons is just another Time Spiral set. Yeah, we've been playing this one for a little bit, but I'm gonna play one more. This deck's a hoot to play. Let's play one more here before we fire back up Blue-Black Diviner. Speaking of Modern Horizons, something I've been meaning to plug for people who are non-rotating format aficionados or looking to learn a little bit about Magic older formats like Modern. My Friday stream is going to be 100% Magic Online, focusing mostly on decks with cards from the new set in it. So we'll be doing Standard today through Thursday, mostly like normal. But then Friday will be all non-rotating formats. As always, you can find my schedule, which includes not only what days I plan to stream, but what I plan to stream on those days on my website and linked below the stream. I mean, Magic players are going to complain regardless, no cheddar. The only thing Magic players like more than playing Magic is complaining about Magic. So you either change Modern too much and people complain, or you don't change it enough and people complain. So it's just like, do what you want. Someone's gonna be unhappy regardless. Is MTGO Friday a one-time thing, or I'm gonna do it regularly if it sustains viewers? I don't know that I'm gonna do it on every Friday, but if the numbers on Friday and the YouTube numbers afterwards over the weekend are good, I'm planning to do at least one MTGO only day every week between now and when the new set releases on Arena. So if Friday goes well and the numbers look like they're gonna speak for it, I'm planning to do one non-rotating format day per week moving forward until July. Because we're kind of at that point in the standard cycle where, like, there's a bit of a lull. So, all the standard numbers are down from where they are around set release, so it makes sense to focus a little bit more on non-rotating if the numbers are there. Hey, Mean Bean, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Archangel, thank you for the 3 months. Is this the fifth time we've played this matchup? It is. The Thief decks had a good weekend over the weekend. And they are a style of deck that people really like playing. So, not too surprised to see it happening here. If we hit a Black Source next turn, if they don't kill this and we hit a Black Source next turn, we could maybe go off with this. Oh, they're hitting us for quite a bit of damage here, right? Yeah, 1000% dumping truck. I'm expecting the new arena format to be pretty wildly popular. And I will probably scale back my MTGO streams per week when we get a new non-rotating format. Because the big reason that I play Magic Online still, even though Arena is way more elegant in basically every way, is because playing a variety of formats is nice. Like, standard, you know, once you've been in it for like a couple of months, it's like a little bit of change of pace. That's why I'm talking about doing a couple more modern days. This standard's kind of settled in, and it is what it is. There's some sweet decks like this, but I don't know that I can keep the volume of sweet standard decks sustained through the beginning of next month. I don't know, maybe Distinction. I don't think Nimble Mongoose is very good in Modern, though. I think all these tempo decks that people keep putting together just look like crappy Death Shadow. Sword of the Storm, thank you for the quarter of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Nifty! Thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Have a sword to go with your shield. Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of like the sweet fringy decks, like what we're playing here, are kind of neat in this format. But I feel like there's a bunch of different competitive decks right now. Like the last Grand Prix had a bunch of different things at the top 8, but I don't really like any of them. And it's definitely super subjective, but it's just like, it feels like the gameplay patterns of the decks that are really good in this format just don't appeal to me personally. Went back to watch the ASMR video and had to resub. Thanks, Sword of the Storms. I appreciate it. Chaos Magic Chalk. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Frilled Mystic me. If they're Frilled Mysticking me, they're not farting Incubation Druid, so... Thantalos, thank you for the 8 months. And Zero, thank you for the half a year. Welcome back, folks. Hey, Root Jackson, welcome back. Now, unfortunately, they're going to be able to fart this and then next turn probably take control of this, which would be a little bit bad. Teferi Time Raveler is beatable and everything, but it's also the most anti-Jeff card printed in a while. Yeah, it really kind of feels like Teferi's just like, it's kind of just like an anti-fun card, huh? It's just like this card is like, it just like sucks one of the fun aspects out of the game of Magic. Hey, Trey Gold, thank you for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I'm just gonna keep this here. I don't think I want to dig aggressively. I don't think that's strictly true. Like, 5 mana Teferi is an incredibly powerful card. Like, the power level on 5 mana Teferi versus the power level on 3 mana Teferi is like night and day. They printed hate cards to nerf me. Yeah, exactly. Alright, well, they get to fart this turn. And then hopefully they just cast a big Crisis next turn to draw a bunch of cards. And then Doom Boy finds us a Citadel and we go off. Trumpet! I missed one. Thanks for all the great content I usually catch on YouTube, so thanks for continuing to push Shifter. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the 17 months. Sorry I missed it. I didn't attack with Doom Boy because they have a bunch of 3/5s. And in the event they didn't have this card, I wanted to have a chance. Oh, this is awkward, because now this reshuffles. I'm pretty unlikely to win from here. I basically have to find Citadel and then immediately find a Wildgrowth Walker. I'm taking 3 from this, so I only have a couple more looks here. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. I think this deck is more fun to sit across from the Nexus. Yeah, not only is this deck more deterministic than Nexus, but you don't have to sit there and do stuff while they're going, right? You just like don't sit there and keep clicking done. So we didn't really get to test the Command the Dreadhordes. Whether or not you play these or the Krull Harpooner is like pretty whatever. Like they're pretty marginal in either direction. I think if you expect a lot of Command the Dreadhorde decks, this is probably good against them though. I don't really have any changes to make from this. The 75 is the same 75 we've been playing for a while. If you're looking for a combo deck that's a little bit weird and wacky and just different than everything else in the format, I think this is a great one to play. And if this is your first time seeing this deck and you think it's sweet and you want to see more of it, this is one of the many decks that you can find on my website, magicesports.net. Not only will you find the current deck list there, but you'll also find a YouTube playlist with a bunch of videos of me playing it, so you can see it in action more